Hello everyone, this is a video that was requested by one of my subscribers, John Hoy. Shoutouts to you, brother. Thanks for the sub. It helps. I'm going to be reacting to Immortal technique. It's called Leaving the... I can't see all of the browser, so I'm going to fix it. Leaving the Past. Okay, let's see if it... Yeah, it's called Leaving the Past. So, I'm familiar with his work. One song, but I don't really know what song it is. I actually listened to it for one of my classes in college, which was awesome because both the professor knew, who was an old Syrian woman, and then two, she played it as an actual course material, which was kind of awesome. Not very many people could say that their professor loves Immortal technique and who's also an old Syrian woman, I think. Anyways, I know that he's dope. I know that his songs have a strong social message. So, let's get to it.
Told me I would never make it, I would never achieve it. Reality is nourishment, but people don't believe it. I guess it's hard to stomach the truth like a bulimic. It's a dirty game.
Ooh,
and
okay.
nobody is willing to clean it. But this is for the
already with the rhymes.
Dreaming and running, ladies married to men who don't please them, dreaming of coming. Verbally murderous like David Berkowitz when I'm gunning. Some cowards on the internet didn't think I would sell. Scared to talk shit in person cause they stuck in a shell and couldn't understand the pain of being stuck in a cell. Hell is not a place you go if you're not a Christian. It's the failure of your life's greatest ambition. It's a bad decision to blindly follow any religion. I don't see the difference in between the wrong and the wrong. Soldiers emptying the clips at little kids and their moms.
True.
Just like a desperate motherfucker strapped to a bomb. Humanity's gone.
True.
Smoked up in a gravity bong by a Democrat, Republican, Cheech and Chong. Immortal technique. You never heard me preaching a song. I'm not controversial. I'm just speaking the facts. Put your hands in the air like
he
you
is actually.
To your back and shake your body like a baby born addicted to crack. And since life's a gamble like the crack
sad reality.
Vegas, I freestyle my destiny. It's not written in pages.
Okay, I like that. I freestyle my destiny. It's not written in pages. That's sick. He's already had some quite clever rhymes so far. The instrumental though, that trumpet. Alright, I'm gonna try to get more comfortable here.
I hate it when they tell us how far we came to be, as if our people's history started with slavery. Painfully, I discovered the shit they kept a secret. This is
they do.
Exodus.
They keep a lot of shit secret.
Jews out of Egypt, I keep it reality based with the music I make. Blow up the truth in your face with the style I run with, like the Navy missile that shot down Flight 800. I'm like the Africans who came here before Columbus, and from the 1500s until after tomorrow, I watch Latin America get raped in the sorrow. You see, the Spaniards never left después de Colón. And if you don't believe me, you can click on Univision. I never seen so much racism in all of my life. Every program and newscast, all of them white. It's like apartheid with 10% ruling the rest. That type of stress will make you put the fucking tool in your chest. Step in my way, nigga. I wouldn't wanna be ya. I burn slow like pissing drunk with gonorrhea. I'll do a free show in North Korea, burning the flag, while J. Edgar Hoover politicians dress up in drag, trying to confuse you, making it hard to follow this. Capitalism and democracy are not synonymous.
True, very true. Neoliberal capitalism is horseshit.
But that'll never be me, cause I'm leaving the past like an abused wife with the kids, leaving your ass like a drug addict, clean and sober, leaving the stash. Unbreakable technique, leaving a plane crash. I'm out with the black box and I refuse to return. I spit reality instead of what you usually learn. And I refuse to be concerned with condescending advice, cause I'm the only motherfucker that could change my life.
That's very true. It all starts with you anyway.
Some people think I won't make it, but I know that I will escape the emptiness.
I like that.
That shit is slow when it kills. The
it does.
Skill. I made y'all believe it at last. You can make the future, but it starts with leaving the past.
Again, that's very true. Very poetic, actually. Okay, so it's nearing the end, and it's over now. Alright. Let's end that. Okay. Gonna make myself move over a little bit. It seems in this case that he was dealing with his personal philosophy, not allowing other people to dictate his thought, um, describing a lot of the political turmoil that happens, political situations in general. A lot of politicians are two-faced, um, and people don't know it. People try to believe in the system, because if they don't believe in the system, then what else are they gonna fucking believe in, right? One thing that I want to mention specifically is that when you talked about Mexico, um, yeah, the U.S. has a long history of exploiting um, Mexico, whether it was basically declaring um, what is now North America our territory, and then setting our own borders basically in their face. Um, we tend to do that because fucking America. That's what we do. We take over shit and we eliminate the people who we don't like, the leaders that we don't like. Just think of Chile in the 1960s when they got rid of the socialist, democratically elected president, and then stuck somebody else on into the presidency. Actually, they manufactured dissent, and this is not talking about Mexico, it's just South America in general. But back to Mexico, the Bracero program that was running in the 1980s. I think that was around the time Reagan was. Yeah, totally. I haven't been in school in a while, so I don't know. I think that was Reagan's time. There was something called the Bracero program, which is basically import workers from Mexico, pay them to do all the agricultural shit, which is why the agricultural industry still exists in the U.S. today. It's because of them, um, not domestic workers. They were foreign, from south of us here in the U.S. That was the thing. Um, it basically was systematized. I want to say um, systematized exploitation. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Um, uh, and yeah, a lot of people just turn a blind eye to this shit. There's a reason why um, the 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 work that they do is called unskilled. It's so they can't pay them as much, um, even though it's harder physical work than the rest of us most likely do, unless you're in some type of like um, automotive or mechanical or some type of work involving heavy lifting. Um, I lost what I was going to say right after that. Um, oh, um, in the U.S., in the U.S. the culture is reflective of something that favors the more technological, um, well, basically STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which means it's primarily, um, I want to say it's, is it the left brain or the right brain? I actually want to look it up. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the right brain. It's the left brain. The U.S. favors a lot of analytical stuff, or an analytical mindset, very, very left-brained, which is what I wanted to say. Um, and anything that doesn't fall into those categories is kind of looked down upon. Um, Again, I keep saying this. By no means does that make me perfect, or by no means does that make my opinion law or whatever. Um, I was trained in school as a sociologist, so I studied the Bracero program that I mentioned. I studied the systematic kind of desensitization and oppression of the people who weren't white, even though white itself is an amalgamation of different ethnicities, races, whatever you want to call it, cultural. It's basically a cultural miasma of just being white. Um, I hope I'm still talking about what Immortal Technique was talking about. That is at this point, I'm rambling, but yeah, the U.S. is very left-brained, and anything who doesn't that doesn't fall into those um, predisposed categories, I guess, is not going to fare so well. You're not going to make as much money. You might not find as much careers. As I said, I was a sociologist. Going back to that, um, the social care fields, or the social welfare fields, or the social care, or social improvement in any, just as an umbrella term, they are not nearly paid as much as business, um, engineering, even accounting, financing, anything having to do with numbers. Even though sociologists are statisticians by trade as well, we're still not paid as much. And a conundrum within my field is that you can become a researcher, but you're not going to make. You can become a social researcher, but you're not going to be paid well, and you need more experience to be a researcher, but you're still not going to be paid as much. That's I think that system in place is bullshit. Um, it eliminates something called upward mobility, which is basically the ability to move up in society, up in the ranks, up into the upper echelons of society through your income level, mostly. Um, yeah, I am totally rambling, dude. To the guy who I've, I think it's John Hugh. I totally just flubbed on your name, most likely. But thanks for sending this song my way. Immortal Technique is a very talented musician, and there's a reason why he was actually on the a terror watch list for speaking the truth, which is another thing that America does. Look what they did to Snowden and Chelsea Manning and whatever else. It's bullshit. They don't like anything that goes against the predominant view that the government is this supreme, correct, and um, perfect being, I guess. Um, yeah, that's awful and horseshit. Um, anyway, I hope my ranting is something that actually made sense because it's ranting. I'm going off the top of my dome every time I do this something like this. So yeah, again, to the guy who requested in one of my subs, thank you. Um, recommend me to a friend, or if you want to, and keep slapping those likes buttons, man. Thanks.